Hey everybody, it's Lindsay.
Wait, we have to clap.
Oh.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Hi everyone, it's Lindsay.
And I'm Sammy.
And this is everyone's favorite BL podcast,
BL Buddies.
So we're going a little controversial today. And I think it's something that I've always wanted to talk about because I just am on Twitter and I'm like, whoa. Like, this is crazy. And I think Mew posted something
that made us want
to talk about it. And it was about how he announced his engagement, right?
His engagement? He's engaged?
I thought he announced that he was engaged.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know that.
That's what started the whole thing.
People were upset.
About it. So our question is, ship or not to ship in real life?
In real life, yeah.
So, I mean, I'm following Milo and Apple because I'm excited for their new movie and then all the projects that they're in. And, you know, Twitterverse is crazy with the Greenie colleagues, you know, shipping them in real life. So I think my question is, like, do
I ship them or like
would you ship them in real life? Like I know Bubbles go really crazy about Bible and Build.
Yeah.
And you know, people are shipping Bible with Jeff now, and people are like arguing against it. Yeah. And I'm like, they're like ignoring Jeff and Barcode. I'm like, this is a lot for my brain to handle. But I don't know, because like Mew did write something out there. Like he's like, I haven't talked to Golf in years. He's like, we haven't had a project together.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't mind you doing this, but when you're starting to come at me for it, he's like, you're interrupting my private life. Like,
yeah.
He's like, I may be an actor.
Yeah.
But I still have my own life.
Yeah. And like he even said like everything we did was fan service. Yes. It wasn't
real.
And I think it's almost like a problem that they give so much fan service because it feeds that Delulu. Right. I'm a Delulu.
I get Delulu.
Totally Delulu. I have my Delulu moments.
Oh, yeah.
I also know how to separate my Delulu from real life. Like, of course, like I have these whirlwind adventures in my head. I think everybody does but
I think it's when you start threatening them.
Yeah, when you start like taking it to such an extreme, it's
kind of terrifying.
It's terrifying, and like it's not safe for them in any way. And like, like I was always, I don't think I ship the actors really ever. I think I tend to ship the couples that they portray in shows, which is what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Like that's the point of the show. That's the fandoms and everything like that. But like outside of that,
it's their life.
They're allowed to do what they want to do.
And I mean, again, you can have your Delulu moments.
Yeah, and you can totally. And like, here's my thing. Like, I see some of the fan service, and I'm like, because I love it. Like, I enjoy it. But again, I can separate the fact that they're putting on a show. That's literally their job, like to put on a show,
to make us
love them and
and
love their characters. But it is that problem of people get like beyond invested. They become like in Korea they call them the saesongs. Where like they find their addresses, they camp out, they find their schedules, their numbers,
put trackers on cars.
Yeah, they put trackers on cars, and like at that point it's like, okay, no, like that is not okay. I don't think you should be
because I remember Apple had posted something about with one of his friends, and people were going crazy about like him cheating on Mile and all this. I'm like, we don't know how their private lives are.
Yeah.
2, he's not allowed to have girlfriends.
Yeah.
Like I have a ton of guy friends.
Yeah.
Like, he's not allowed to have friends that are girls and like see them and hang out with them in his private life.
Exactly.
I think your people take the toxicity really, really far. And like my Delulu moments come out, especially when you see like people like going crazy with like YouTube videos of them like interacting with each other, and they're all like,
they make those accounts to like make that.
Yeah. But I will say, I will die on the ship of platonic shipping. Like best friend shipping, because I truly think like Max and Tool will be forever my favorite ship because they're just
friends,
adore each other so much.
Yeah.
Platonically soulmates.
Yeah.
And I think Milo and Appo, if people don't ruin it for them, like if fans, honestly, fans have ruined.
No, I think that's
things.
No, I completely agree.
And I feel Milo and Appo have that same like, okay, like, you know, I do like, I'm a Reiki, you know, I'm going towards my Reiki mastership and, you know, soul contracts and all of that. And like people come into your life on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do think Milo and Appo were meant to meet 10 years ago and then meet again.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they were growing and now they're, you know, the superstars that they are.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I truly think they were meant to be in each other's lives.
Mm-hmm.
Do I ship them romantically together? No. I ship them platonically, like platonic soulmates. Like I really think the two of them are just rocks for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my ships are.
Yeah. I can see that. Like, I think...
Not gonna lie though, I did, when I started BL and I watched Why Are You?
Mm-hmm.
I really delulu'd with Z and Saint.
Yeah.
With Saint
I
delulu'd
I get
hard.
that. Yeah.
Because their fan service was so good.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think they had a genuine friendship that things, and I'm very sad, and I think that's why it kind of took me a while to get past Z being with Nunu now.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I just loved him and Saint together so much.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is their job.
Yeah,
I need to separate the ship.
I think they're actually now. I think Z and Nunu are actually dating in real life.
People will say that.
Like I keep seeing that. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. And that's the other thing is like
I don't know.
I don't know when people post these things, and I'm like, are they? And like, I don't want to
Lulu or
exactly.
Did
I don't want exactly. I'm like, did I miss this announcement?
Yeah.
Did I miss? And I did because I tend to not follow. I tend to not follow things like that. Because again, I think you know what it is. I think my thing is my mind needs to separate actors from the characters. So I tend to not like pay attention to their personal lives and like what people are saying about said personal lives because I don't want to have that.
Delulu moment.
I don't want to get into that and be like, well, are they or are they not? Like, and like become the person I constantly say I shouldn't be. And like, you know, people shouldn't be like that level of, you know, like they're dating and it's like, but are they? Like, have they confirmed?
Right.
Because there are some couples that have in fact confirmed that they're dating
in real life.
And that's like, okay, cool, that's awesome. Now you can go ahead and ship them. But like my worry is almost like at the same time where we're like, you know, they are dating in real life. What's to say that these like the Delulu if they break up,
it's bad.
Like it's gonna like it's, you know, if they ended amicably, if they just, you know, like, hey, we had to go our separate ways because you know we're doing this are these same people who were like, you know, shipping them together all the time, like all of a sudden going to turn against one or the other, or
when
like
you announced that he lost a lot of followers.
Exactly,
he lost a lot of fans,
and I think that's like that's so upsetting. Is like, you know, they with like, you know, we'll use Mew and Gulf. Like, I wasn't a big fan of Tharn type. Like we've talked about it. We don't like Tharn type.
I do.
Like there were.
I loved them.
I liked them. I liked the two of them. Like when they were together and like, you know, in those outside.
I wish they could have done something.
I wish they could have done something else together, but I also understand why they did it.
Yeah.
Because there was this like this thing, like they were all drawn to them, and I think, you know, they were like, okay, like let's go like do something separate.
And Gulf went and he's doing something with a girl, and people were like,
they were so mad that he was and I'm like, yo, they're actors. They're not this like Tharn type is not real. Tharn and type do not exist in the real world. They're people in a book. Like, God, I love my fictional men. Like, don't get me wrong.
Same.
But I know they're not real.
I mean, look at what happened to Zhao Zhan and Wang Yibo with the Untamed.
Yeah.
People were writing fan fictions using their real names and not their characters. And, you know, they were writing some pretty, like, fucked up fan fiction about them. And people reported it. And, you know, Archive of Our Own got shut down in China. And they turned on Zhao Zhan because it was his fans.
Yeah. Like,
and he lost he was
sponsorships
deals. He couldn't go out of his house.
Yeah,
and
it's
now,
crazy.
Even now, like if you watch, like I love watching behind the scenes of The Untamed because all of the actors, it kind of gives me Kim Porsche vibes where they all just became a family together.
They got along.
It's a 50 episode show.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
They were together for a long time.
Yeah,
and like the interactions between Zhao Zhan and Wang Yibo were just so wholesome that I was like, they're hilarious.
Yeah,
and I'm so sad that the fans ruined their friendship, like in public. Like they can still be friends in private. We don't know.
Yeah.
But like, and it's funny because I see like stuff pop up on my Instagram and it's like, oh my God, Wang Yibo wore this and Zhao Zhan wore this before. They're together. Like we know they're together in the past.
See that?
And I'm like, okay, like that's what you think. Yeah, totally fine.
Yeah.
But like when you make it a big deal, you're really affecting their image.
Yeah.
And I think people need to think about it. Like, okay, they're actors, they're there, but that's their dream. They've always wanted to do that. And I don't think we as fans have that. Like, look what happened to Build.
Yeah.
Like people destroyed him. I mean, he's coming back. Like his concert sold out already.
Yeah.
But like
well deserved.
Well deserved. But yeah, like look what happened to him. Yeah. People sided, and then I just saw something that the writer of Kim Porsche was trying to bring Appo down and say that Build was jealous of Appo and all of this. And I'm like,
yeah.
And people were listening and like and feeding into it. And I'm like, you have to think about it this way. Like I have a coworker who really got really bad because people started turning on her. And her mental health started to decline.
Yeah,
and I'm like, we have to think about it. Like seeing it in person that way made me realize like we have to think about it as fans that like, oh, I mean, what happened in Korea? Like people were being toxic to him and he took his own life. And I think we need to think about it. Like, the Lulu moments, not gonna lie. Sometimes
everybody has them.
Sometimes I see Mile and Appo and I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
But I'm like, no,
exactly.
No.
Exactly.
But like, especially after the talk they did with Woody, did you watch their interview?
No.
Oh my God. Like Mile was like, you'll always have me. And he like started to cheer up and Appo was like, woo. And I'm like, oh my God, like they're like BFFs. Like they needed each other in their life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, your Delulu mom is like, oh my God, they get married. But you're like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really think we should, mental health is a huge thing. And
I think that like, and that weighs on, I think them
very
mentally
harsh. When fans are trying to destroy them.
in like different ways, because they're like, well, they're only gonna love me if I am like this, like if I am, feeding essentially their Delulu like mind, but it's like, but that's gonna affect their mind because it's not what they want, it's not their whatever. It's like they just want to create stories that we enjoy, and like we're kind of taking that away from them by forcing them essentially to be with this be in that box. And I give
we're typecasting them
100%, and that's why I give like Muse so much
for being
credit for being like, you guys need to calm down, take a step back.
And he even said it, you can do it. He's like, but don't bring me into it.
but take me out of it. Like this is not my life. You can believe it is or not, but it is not, and stop trying to feed me into it. This is what I'm like, this is what I want to do. I'm an actor. Like this is what I'm going to do. Like you just like literally like just fuck off.
I know.
Like,
I'm sorry guys. I'm afraid we're gonna get canceled for this episode.
I don't think we will. I don't think we will, because I think a lot of people
so bad.
Yeah, no, it has. And it's not even, like I said,
toxicity.
It's not even just in BL. It's in
it's in K-pop,
all types of fandoms and like everything like that.
One of my favorite J-drama actors also committed suicide because the societal norms. I mean, we all know about Chinese Jung-hoon. Like he like the depression, and I mean, there's a lot of American actors who have. I mean, Robin Williams, I bawled my eyes out because he just couldn't. He was just depressed.
Take it
and like as he said, the happiest people can be the most depressed and mentally ill.
It's true. I mean, Moonbin, Astro.
Moonbin. Yeah.
But and that's the other thing is like, we are only seeing
like 1% of their life.
This tiny portion of their life.
Yeah.
And we think we know everything.
Yeah. And we think we can
don't.
have. I find that fans have we've lost respect, and we've gotten that we are entitled.
Yes, 100%.
Very entitled 100%. To tell actors what they should do with their lives.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially when it comes to K-idols, like J-dramas. Like, I feel like, especially in Asian countries, like in Thailand, like, we feel entitled to tell them what to do with their life.
Yeah, and I think that's insane. Like, that's if we get canceled for this episode, I don't care, because like that aspect of like the toxicity, like you said, of us thinking we're able to tell somebody else how to live their life,
how to live their dream,
how to live their dream is fucking mind-boggling to me. Like, I've seen videos of some of these like say songs, and like I don't know what they call them in Thailand, but like I just call them say songs for the Korean. They'll like tell them, you've gained weight, you should lose weight.
Yeah, they tell Felix that
I'm sorry, get the what?
Yeah.
Who if somebody said that to you?
Yeah.
Oh God, I couldn't be a celebrity, because if somebody said to me,
I would clap back.
Listen, I already know I'm like overweight. Like, I would literally take a punch. I would literally sock that person in the face, because that's like so illogical outside of them being a celebrity. Like, I would never say that to somebody.
Yeah.
Like to insult them. Like,
right.
You should lose some weight. Like, what?
Or
what?
The worst is when people, and I mean, don't get me wrong, like, you do what you want to do, and it's a societal norm. But people tell Appo he's too tan, and I'm like, that's his natural skin color. And I'm sorry, like, man looks beautiful tan.
Yeah.
And like Mile looks really, really, really.
Oh God, that's.
And they're like, I wish I could be as pale as you. And then like Appo standing there like golden skinned, and I'm like, yeah, okay,
he looks great.
I'm like,
he looks great. I know.
His melatonin is glowing.
Yeah, like how
I could never go up to somebody and be like, oh, what do you love about your actor? I love your pale skin.
Yeah.
No, I love your acting. I love your emotion. I love your realism. Like, think outside of what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And that, I think, would mean so much more to them.
Oh, yeah.
Than telling them, I think
you're attractive.
You are.
Yeah, exactly.
I love your abs.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Don't get me wrong.
Agree.
I like to look.
Oh, God, yeah. They're an attractive group of people. Like, obviously.
But at the same time, I don't think that would be the thing I would immediately go to. I would talk about their acting and how they emote emotions in their episodes, or like just like watching their interactions with fans. Like, fans are nasty to them, and they're still
they still have a smile on their face.
Yeah.
You just
insulted me.
Yeah, you just insulted the color of my skin.
You just insulted my like intelligence.
Yeah, like I there's just this, unfortunately,
again,
fandoms
we think we are entitled as fuck, because we can sit behind a computer and we can tell people what
so much shit about everything.
That's why sometimes I find Twitter to be so horrifying.
I don't know how you even stay on Twitter. I
literally just go for the updates.
God,
especially like
no, I can't.
People are like,
I get anxiety attacks just opening the app. Like, I can't. It would.
And like sometimes I open the app and it's like, we're gonna fight, and I'm like, oh shit, what happened now?
Yeah, like it's crazy.
And I think the other problem too is when someone puts out something toxic, people attack them and they post it and repost it, and I'm like, you're just feeding them. That. If you ignore them and block them, that is like the most like respectful thing you can do, and not tag them. People tag them in the post. I was like, why are you letting them see this? This is not healthy for their mental health.
Yeah. Like,
you're just making them accept that this has come out about them, instead of just ignoring it and having them blocked.
Move it on. Yeah.
Like, don't blow it up. Blowing it up
just makes it worse. It makes it worse. It doesn't help the problem. It doesn't solve the problem.
And like I never understood
it's just tough.
Like, I mean, with the whole like in like when Kim Porsche was starting, and you know, people were like, oh, they're only talking about Mile Apple. They're not talking about Bible Bill. They're not talking about this guy. They're not talking about this one. And I'm like, guys, like, you're having an inner fandom war. Yeah. Like, enjoy. Yeah,
that's another thing. The inner fandoms.
The inner fandom war.
Wars are like, it's like, you like the same show.
Yeah.
Why are we arguing about this? Why are we
fighting about the couples? Like, enjoy them.
Yeah.
I mean, the show is called Kim Porsche.
Yeah. Obviously, they're going to promote the main characters.
And I really think, like, all of the drama that caused everything, we kind of got screwed out of the second season.
Oh,
because now, everything with the writers. But
absolutely.
I don't know. I've just been like hoarding this feeling of like disgust for fandoms.
Sure. No,
for
I get
it.
Fandoms. I get it. I trust me, I get it. And that's why I hate to say it, I've left many a fandom because of it.
I'll be
100%.
I won't leave the actors, but I leave the fandom.
Yeah, I leave the whole thing.
You leave the whole thing,
but that's just like you said,
it's toxicity.
It's a mental health thing. Like I just left it all behind because I just couldn't. Because like no matter what, it was gonna somehow get to me. And I had many reasons as to why I left the specific fandom that I left. But like I just watched how toxic they could be to each other. And I'm sitting there going, you like the same people.
Yeah.
Why are we arguing because they didn't like the same member. Yeah. It was just like,
I think what boggles my mind is like, oh, well, I like what I like, but you have to like what I like too because that doesn't matter. And I'm like, no, like we all have our personal opinions.
Exactly. Like that's literally us. We constantly say that in this podcast is these are our opinions.
Yeah, it's not everyone's. It's not
exactly. We are not the whole of the BL world. Like we're friggin' little tiny.
We are ants.
What are what's the fish that's really tiny?
I don't know.
I can't think of it, but we're that little fish. There's people way bigger than us that they're like, and again, their opinions are different than our opinions, and their opinions are just as much like whatever as ours are.
And you respect that. Respect people's opinions.
Exactly,
especially in the same fandom.
Yeah.
And like what I think also is the gatekeeping.
Ugh,
especially in K-pop.
I hate gatekeeping.
So when I watched Legendary War, I had never I like multiple. I've never been like, I was never just an NSYNC fan.
Yeah.
I was never just a Backstreet Boys fan.
Same.
I liked both.
Mm-hmm.
And people, even in the 90s, could not, and in the early 2000s, it was like, oh no, you have to
you have to be one.
Or you have to like Britney, or you have to like, I'm really dating myself, or Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. I was like, I like
they're all good songs. And
Mm-hmm. And like that's me too with like I love Stray Kids, I love BTOB, I love ATEEZ.
Mm-hmm.
I know SHINee, and then Big Bang. And I'm like, I'm not just gatekeeping and focused on one band. I like them all. Like my OGs are CNBLUE and FT Island. Like I like them all. And like I don't understand. I think my brain just can't. And again, like I didn't just focus on Mile and Appo. I loved the entire fucking cast of K-pop.
Yeah.
Like,
but they're your favorites.
They're my favorite.
Exactly. So like I think that's like the same.
My favorite couple. My favorite is still Pitang.
Yeah.
Tankun will live forever in my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like they're my favorite ship.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm like, I wish Jeff and Barco got more time because K was just like.
Yeah, and that's anything. Like you said, like K-pop. Like I love like Stray Kids are my absolute favorite, but I listen to
ATEEZ.
Yeah, I listen to ATEEZ, Astro, The Boys. Like it's like you're allowed to enjoy other things, like other like whatever. But I think it's funny that you say that like they stick to in Korea. It's very much you stick to one.
Yeah,
group.
you get one
group.
Like
it's one group, and that is it. And it's like I can't do that. I like
my brain doesn't. Work
I like
that
too much.
way.
I'm eclectic in my music taste.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna listen to just one. Like I can't do that. I can't pick just one and stick with it.
What's funny too is I think my favorite ship, going back to that, would be with Kim Porsche, where people arguing Job Bass or Bass Job. So I thought it was hilarious, and I always my Delulu moment here went Bass Job. Like I die on that ship only because Job reminds me of okay, so in my company we all take like a Myers-Briggs like personality test. And it shows you how you communicate with people, and then you can use emotional intelligence, whatever. So my profile is a counselor. So we're basically called the golden retrievers of the photo studio.
That tracks.
So Job reminds me of one of my videographers who is also a golden retriever. He's the same type as I am. And my brain just goes, yeah, no, Best Job. Because Bass put Job in his place.
Oh, gosh.
But that's the Delulu moment. But I'm not going to post that anywhere.
Yeah.
I really do hope Bass and Job do like get their own show though, because I think they'd be hilarious together. Even their interactions outside of it were funny. I think I love the entire okay, so kind of going on mental health too. Did you watch anything of The Hidden Character yet from BOC?
No, I have not.
Okay. It's really heavy. Okay. Because it's talking about things that have happened in their childhoods and like things that they have done like good and bad, and it's bringing that out, and they're really addressing the facts that like people are human, and like you have to accept that you know, people can screw up in their childhood. You're like 12.
Yeah.
Okay, but you grow. And I think what's driving me crazy is on Twitter with the hidden character is a lot of people are like, this is stupid. I will never follow this person because they did this when they were 12. And I'm like, yes, and now they're 21 and they've grown,
they learned.
And if you actually listen to their story, adults caused this trauma.
Yeah.
And again, like with my Reiki healing, I've learned a lot about childhood trauma, and I'm working through childhood trauma. And a lot of it is what your peers, your parents, and like especially teachers have told you. And you keep that in your mind as a limiting belief, and you make yourself believe it even more. And I think what I'm finding fascinating about the hidden character is it's bringing out this talk of mental health.
Yeah.
And like what happened in your childhood can affect you going on.
Yeah, 100%.
That also, I feel like they're really using that as a platform to be like, your actors are human.
Yeah.
They've made mistakes. You're not perfect.
Yeah.
You've made mistakes.
Yeah, don't try and make us perfect.
Yeah.
Because they're humans. Everybody makes mistakes. In the Hannah Montana phrase, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. I know. But it's true. Like it's frustrating to see like these people like
be bogged down. Their careers ruined.
Yeah, careers ruined by like, you know, either complete falsehoods that like people just latch on to because they're looking. You know what I think it is? I feel like
15-year-olds say Bill.
Yeah, like that's my thing is like with that whole thing. They latch on to these like things because they themselves don't like that person. And they latch onto it and they make it like this whole thing to like bring this person down simply because they're not their fan.
Yeah.
And that's
favorite.
Yeah, and it's just
they
like
took a job away from their favorite.
Yeah, and it's just like, yo,
life.
Yeah, you're destroying their life because you're upset about one like I can't. I feel so bad for those actors, idols, any of them, because I can't imagine their mental state when it comes to these kinds of things. And and the
fact too that Asia doesn't have great mental health.
They don't. No, they like it's very stigmatized over there.
It's
like
stigmatized here. It's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better in America, which is not saying much, but like it's sad to see that, you know, they can't get the help that they really need.
Yeah.
And it's sad that their fans are the ones doing it to them. It's not like it's, you know, a lot of the times it isn't aunties, and you know, obviously there are those people
and their fans
it's just it's unfortunate, and I feel so bad, and I like to I keep saying I like the word surmise today apparently. But like to surmise our whole thing is like I can't ship real people. I can't. I don't think I ever will.
We do have Delulu moments once.
Of course, I have my Delulu moments.
I will not put it out there.
Where, even if I do, it's like, oh, okay, that was cute.
Yeah.
Like with them, their interaction there, like, oh, that was cute. Like it's never like, oh my God, they're gonna get married and have millions of babies, and I'm gonna be there for it. No, absolutely not. I don't have that logic in my head.
The other horrifying Delulu is when people baby them. They're grown people.
Yeah, that's another thing. Also, you know, with the whole babying thing, like, again, we said we dated ourselves. We're in our early 30s.
Mid-30s.
You're in your mid-30s. I'm still in my early 30s, and I stand by that. But even so, we're in our early to mid-30s here, and people tell us that we can't enjoy these things because we're too old. I'm sorry, the idols you're idolizing are closer to our age than yours. Yeah, minus the 18-year-old. Yeah. Oh God,
you call daddy. Baby, and I'm like, they're literally in
they're in. That's another thing.
Like people call Golf baby, and I'm like, he's like in his like mid 20s.
I'm sorry, like I just that annoys me. It's like daddy. First of all, I'm not like, yes, I love Hyunjin, and I think he's a very attractive person. But again, I can, exactly. I can, again, separate that from, like, I'm like, okay, yeah, I find them attractive. But the reason I like them is because of their music. Yeah. Like, yes, they are attractive and whatnot. But again, I'm not sitting here going, oh, he's mine. I don't know. I don't do that. First of all, married. Second of all, just never, I just don't think like that. I just, like, I don't have that mindset. Like,
my brain just wants to go like this.
Yeah, that is babying. So, you baby. You baby.
I always want to pinch people's cheeks.
But that is also true. So it's not like a baby, I think, for her. But I think, like, you know, I don't know. I have a lot of issues with fandoms, and I think that's why I tend to stay out of most fandoms in general. Like, while I love Stray Kids, and I mean, with how much I do enjoy them and love them and appreciate them, I would be a stay. Mm-hmm. I don't like to, like, say I am, because I don't want to be associated with fandoms. Yeah. In any sense. Like, even like in Thai and stuff, like, I love Bright Win. Yeah. I love Bright Win. Well, that's a couple. So maybe I like Bright and Win.
I mean, you can use that.
And, like, you know, I like them together as actors. I like that they're still working together, even if it isn't. Exactly. They're friends. I like them. I like them in all the shows they've been in together, even not being a couple in the show. Yeah. Like, I just like them, and I think I'm in the same boat as you of, like, they're platonic soulmates. I think that, you know, together brought them together. Right. And then they realize that they're friends. Like, they can work well together. They can be like each other's, like, compatriot in a world that they really need it.
That's what I mean. I really think, like, that's kind of why Milo and Apple really bonded, is because when your fans turn on you, you have no one else.
Yeah. No, it's true. Friends. Yeah, that's like, all you have.
We found out with the build, like, he was like, you know, and his fans really stuck behind him. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he's like, I'm so grateful for you. Yeah. But like, at the end of the day, we have to think about it. When we leave, who are they going to have? Yeah. Each other. Yeah. I mean, it's great to have somebody in the industry. I mean, people are like, oh, like, Stray Kids hate each other. I'm like, no. I'm like, they literally bonded because they all see what's happening to each other, and they have each other to lean back on. Mm-hmm. They're each other's mental health. Like, they're each other's therapists. Yeah,
I completely agree. And I think they need it since...
And did you see, like, Holland posted, like, sometimes I wish I was part of a group. Because I wish I had that camaraderie. Yeah. And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah. I think fans need to take a step back and, like, look in the mirror and see, like, that sometimes they, like, things that they say can affect, you think, like, oh, they didn't see it. No, they saw it. They might not have been from you, but they saw it from somebody else when you're being negative or hateful. Like, if you're just, here's my thing. If you don't...
Things that, like, you know, if they're jealous of one actor taking, like, I saw this, like, someone got casted for something over somebody else, and they're like, I hope you die. And I'm like, that's a horrible thing. I hope you crash and burn. I hope your career's ended. And I'm like, are you serious? Yeah. Like, they auditioned, they got the real for a reason. Don't try and destroy their mental health and their achievement of getting that role by being like, well, you didn't get over my favorite, so now I think you should die. And I'm like, this is a horrible thing to do.
Yeah. No, it's true. But I completely agree.
In summary,
I think certain...
This has gone very off the rails.
Well, that's what a podcast is. But I think, you know, like, when it comes to, like, negative things, like, negative, there's this is gonna sound weird, but there's positive negatives, and then there's just straight up negative negatives. And I think the negatives or the positive negatives can be criticism of something. Oh yeah. So, like, we just recorded a video talking about Bedfriend. Mm-hmm. We did not like it. Mm-hmm. And there were reasons why we didn't like it, but we saw positives in it. Mm-hmm. And I even said in it, if they had had more time, they could have fleshed it out, and it probably would have been a good show. Mm-hmm. It would have been a better show. Mm-hmm. So, like, there is constructive criticism, which is a positive negative to me. Mm-hmm. And then there's just negative where you're straight up just like, you're belittling the people. You're like, you know, you're calling them. They can't act. They're ugly. They should have never been born. They should this, that. That is so fucked up. And that is extremely fucked up.
The biggest thing is if think about the things you say to them.
Yeah.
How would you react
if somebody said that to you?
You would be angry. You would react badly. And then
I would cry.
My biggest thing is when an actor does clap back, people get up in arms and leave
the
fandom.
They're like, how dare you? How dare you? Yeah, exactly. I just don't get that. I don't get.
Again, this make it.
I don't care. I don't care.
This is in me since I started getting.
Fandoms can be so toxic, and it's so upsetting because like you want to like people. Yeah. You want to enjoy what you enjoy, and some people can just literally suck that away from you so quickly, and it's just unfortunate. So I don't think we have any Delulus watching our stuff, because I feel like a lot of the people that watch our stuff very much are in agreement with most of the things we say. Yeah. So I feel like they're gonna be an agreement here with us on this.
Having the Delulu moments is fine.
I do not deny I have my Delulu. Don't deny it. But I also,
when you make it a negative and you force your entitlement and your perspective on the person, and you tell them that they don't fit in the box you've created, so they should die.
Yeah,
that's people have literally said.
Yeah, no, it is.
And I think it's horrendous.
I think that's extremely fucked up. So that's our opinion on well, I guess it took a whole thing, but fandoms and shipping actors, not just their characters, mental health, all that. What are your opinions on shipping and not shipping? Again, actors versus couples in shows. And I will stand by, I will ship couples. Hello, Ram King, Win Team. I love all those.
I was listening to Dive Studios,
Eric Nam.
They had someone on from, I think, the Philippines, and she even specifically said that like they do like testing of couples, and then when that couple goes, that couple stays together their entire career. And she even said that like you can't date someone else. Like, and if you're found out, you're done. Your career is done.
That's crazy.
Because it's crazy. She's like,
but like if you think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah.
If they see that this can make them money, they're gonna make you make them money.
Right. And she's like, yeah, you don't do it. You don't privately date. Like you date your couple. Like you can do that. People have done it. She's like, but people have broken up, and it's it hurts them. As the couple is going on.
That's crazy.
And then if you're found with someone else that's not your couple, like you could get canceled and you could lose your whole career just because you fell in love with someone else in your private life.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, that is crazy to me.
Yeah, that's it's sad. It's sad. I could never do it. I'm glad I'm not an actor.
I would never want to do it.
Nope. Absolutely not.
I give people credit who still have dreams to be in the spotlight, because I was nervous about us doing this. I'm like, I hope we don't.
Yeah, me too.
I hope we don't get to the point where people are like, we hate you. Like, you should, stop this. And I mean, we've had a couple.
Yeah, we've had some negative people
that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mentally, like, again, going through my Reiki healing and stuff, I'm trying to stay in a positive enrollment and getting rid of limiting beliefs. And I feel like just being like a celebrity,
I couldn't.
People just constantly are picking you apart for every little thing you can say. Like I could go like this, and people are gonna be like, "She slapped her."
Oh my god!
Like, and like, I mean, you see me go like this to say
and I grabbed this because we're on stools. Yeah. Like there was one video. It literally, I was about to fall when she did it, and I was like.
Like the way I do, I'm like,
exactly.
But, like, people would take that as like I'm abusing you and trying to throw you off. And I think that's the other thing is, people are like, look at this clip, and I'm like,
and then that's the other thing. Yeah, you edit clips. It's just God.
To your agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah, but that's our podcast for today. We talked about again ships of real couples versus actors versus their show couples. We talked about the mental health of it and how fandoms can be very toxic
and entitled.
We've talked about a lot in the in the fandom realm. What are yours?
Know your thoughts.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions about it. Do you think that fans can be toxic, or do you have your Delulu moments? Because like we said, we have our Delulu moments. It is what it is. Exactly, but like exactly. But what are your opinions on the whole fandom shipping things, let us know. Also, subscribe to our, not just our podcast, but we have Instagram, TikTok, Spotify. We did, if you don't want to see our hideous faces. We also we started a coffee page. If you're familiar with coffee, you can buy us a coffee to help us keep going and making these podcasts, because we really do enjoy making them, and we love hearing from you guys.
Yeah, you're all great. Thank you guys
for letting us talk our shit. Yeah, we don't have a crazy fandom that wishes us death. Our fans are good. But yeah, so we really appreciate you guys, and if you like us, you can, again, buy us a coffee. You don't have to. I'm just telling you that we have the coffee page. We are, we're trying to get money. We want to go to Thailand one of these days. So, I mean, I think most of that money that we would get from the coffee page would be going to us going to Thailand. Yeah. But yeah, we thank you, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye.